Useless.
Navia! Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clorinde?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to...
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake? Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time. Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up.
How did it go? Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the new... Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at... Wow, you really...
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the fortress.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too.
That's a...
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every... Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear any...
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic...
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting...
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey, no need to be so... Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Sir, please don't say...
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there. Like it... Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get...
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take an...
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen... Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to...
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on, Miss Sijuane. Over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been...
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this...
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes.
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the...
I'll just leave the spotlight to... I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh?
He sure did win them up.
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine.
Oh, actually...
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. All right. Last stop, the docks. Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together.
Traveler, Paimon. And Miss Charlotte.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any...
Trick a friend.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
Lynette sure is working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. So, how have things been, Traveler? Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's all right. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal. Furthermore, Father did also...
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't...
I would agree, but I've also heard that...
So there's some reason...
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which...
Isn't he real busy and stuff? But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Father!
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishment.
Are you going to take the gnosis?
That is our duty as Harbinger. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal, switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision? All right.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians. The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall...
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic. I guess this must be life. All right then. Well,
guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neverlette's doing? Let's go! Can't touch me!
lament!
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there! So, you really are here, Neverlet! Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. All right, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually say?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in them.
So that's what happened? Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from...
For me, The authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There by chance. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have. As for the judgment passed by the oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became hang on a second. But back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for—
Yeah! Lynette said the fountain is where all the water—
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of— Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans.
Paimon sorta gets it now.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, about that. Risley said for—
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor— She simply said that she was tired. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the Opera House, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still—
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've—
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on,
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the—
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, as such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost— Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no—
That's true. That power was derived from the people— Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are also—
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave.
Wow. This ancient dragon—
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to—
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, the Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just—
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation—
A nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with— Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe the Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless...
The captain. Sounds like a real tough customer.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. Paimon still got... When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. So regarding this specific issue, I was just... In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You...
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here. I can finally catch the scent of your power. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you...
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard...
According to your parlance, I believe it may...
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she but I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, it is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is, regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my... personal thoughts. And my reason...
This third descender you refer to, who...
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps if you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of mine.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or...
The remains of the... So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess...
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary... I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body...
Like being able to use elemental powers without... No, let's not think about this stuff right now. Comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all? That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking.
All right. Whatever the case, it seems like the...
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will. I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the... It seems from your expressions that you still have more. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going.